Good evening, everyone out there. Welcome to Sober Dad Sunday. My name is Matt, and I'm really glad that you guys decided to join us tonight or whenever you might be viewing this later on, archived on Facebook or YouTube. This is a place and a conversation for folks of any stripe. You don't have to be a sober dad. I am. I've been in recovery for almost 2.5 years now. I'm a dad of 3 kids, and yeah, this is a place to just talk about life reflections, lessons, things that these various streams of my life have brought me to share them with you and just kind of see what you guys think. Um, invite your thoughts on things. A couple weeks ago, when I talked about meditation struggles with that, had a lot of great feedback from you guys about the things that distract you, the ways you struggle with that, but the value that it brings to your life as well, and being a more centered and more present person. So I appreciate all of you bringing that last time. Tonight, I've been thinking for a lot of reasons. I won't tell the entire backstory about one of the gifts of aging. I'm 43 years old now. One of the gifts of aging, also one of the gifts of recovery, is that you really start taking a look at yourself and you start getting honest about who you are, specifically what you're good at and about the things you're not as good at. And maybe even starting to let go of some of those things that you want to be good at, you think you should be good at, but just, God, it's just not you. Or I should say, just not me. I'll just speak for myself. Um, it is a particular season in the United Methodist Church, my denomination. For many, many years, I was in the local church and, of course, subject to being moved from time to time by the bishop. It's also a season where the General Conference of the United Methodist Church is going on. And so a few years ago, when I made a move out of local church ministry into doing ministry in the wider world, I really had to lay aside a lot of things. Some of those things that were just not good for me, that were really crushing my soul, but other things I was good at and things that I liked. But as I've gotten older, as I've gotten sober, as I've just gotten more realistic about just who I am, and things I'm good at and things I'm not good at, I've tried to really let go of feeling like I should be good at all these different things or these gifts that I envy in other people. What I'm thinking of specifically right now is that I know and admire people that are really good at recruiting people to things or gathering them to things, building groups, organizing events, things like that. People that either plant churches or start new companies or organizations, they just have this ability to bring people to them. I am not good at that. I've tried and tried. I'm not a good event organizer. I'm just not one of those people that's really good at that type of recruiting. I don't have that marketing gene about me the way that some people I know and admire really do. The promotion, the hey, everybody come to this thing. Like some people are just really good at that, and I'm not. And I've become more and more okay with that. Heck, even with the Sober Dad Sunday broadcast, I don't even really know how to market it. I kind of put some stuff out there on social media, and whoever shows up shows up. But I don't worry about that. I just kind of put content out there and let it be. And I'm gradually, ever so gradually, getting better and not beating myself up because I'm not one of those people who's just good at gathering, at recruiting. Part of me still wishes I was, which is why I'm kind of ruminating on it now. But I'm getting better at letting go of that and not beating myself up for having gifts that I don't have. I might as well, beat myself up because I'm not 6 feet tall and super athletic. Like, that'd be cool, but I'm not. I'm 5'7" on a good day and horribly uncoordinated. I can also get honest about the things that I am good at. I know I'm a really good writer. I know I'm a pretty good speaker. I know that I am really good with people in really emotional and tough situations. That's what's made me a pretty good chaplain. Um, I'm not afraid of going to the places that most people run away from. Uh, it's kind of like a fire person who runs into the burning building. Chaplains and pastors and folks that do what we do, we run toward the burning building or the dumpster fire of somebody's life, and we'll just kind of walk in the places most other folks just don't want to have anything to do with. And as I get older, I'm better at claiming that. Going, yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at reading people. I'm fairly emotionally intelligent, and I can kind of see what's going on, read those cues, and really join people in an empathic, loving way where those things are, which is great. And it helps me be good at what I do. But for a long time, particularly in the local church business, where constant worry about declining numbers and all that stuff, the ability to recruit people, put butts in seats to get them to give money and all those things is kind of paramount in the church because it's having such anxiety about its own existence. And that's just not something I'm good at. And the pressure that the church puts on people to do that, and the pressure I was putting on myself, and I should blame myself first. I should switch those two things around. First and foremost, I was the one doing that to myself. Got just so gross and awful that I had to walk away. And I had to walk, and I was doing that was a hard decision, but it freed me up to walk towards things that I am good at. Not gathering people in massive numbers, but being with people in the really hard places, often sometimes the dark places. And that's pretty important too. It's not as sexy and doesn't, draw as many eyeballs. Pastors that, write books and speak at conferences and things, usually the first thing in the byline is they're the pastor of church with X number of tens of thousands of people. And good for them. That's their gift. It's not the only one that's out there. And it's not a standard I can hold myself to if that's not who God has called me to be. Because I've realized in reflecting on this that if I spend all my time beating myself up about not having certain gifts that I just don't have, I'm really taking a lot of space and energy away from celebrating the gifts that I do have and exercising those, because those are things that God has given me. I can't waste a whole lot of time beating myself up, wishing God created me to be somebody else, and I should be busy being me. I should be busy being grateful that God made me me, that God gave me the gifts that I have. I've talked about gratitude on this broadcast a number of times, and really the best days are the ones where I come home and I'm dead tired. But I'm grateful that I have been there with an individual or a family in the midst of some stuff. Maybe it's been a funeral or it's been a hard conversation the family's had to have together, something like that. Really difficult things. But somehow, by God's grace, because I was able to be part of something that made a really tough time better, and I come home just super grateful for that. I also enjoyed those days in the church when people did show up and I preached a great sermon and all those things. It felt good, but kind of the high of that, never really lasted. And then I would start, second guessing myself and thinking about the one line that I kind of, sort of funny line in the sermon, but I stepped on the punchline and shouldn't have done it right. And I would just focus on just all the negative bits. Now, because I'm in a better place where I'm able to embrace who I am, what my gifts are, I still second guess myself a lot. That that part hasn't gone away. But I've been able to become more grateful for the gifts that I do have and gradually let go of the stuff that I'm just not that good at. I don't need to be. There's plenty of people that are good at gathering folks around them. Good for them. I'll be over here hanging out, drinking a cup of coffee, ready to have a deep conversation, ready to walk with you or whomever through a really tough time. It's not the thing that generates as much attention in, I don't know, our time or maybe any other, but it's one that's exceptionally valuable, I think. And I think I can claim that because I've gotten better at saying, okay, here's who God made me. God, thank you for making me me. I'm going to exercise these gifts to the best of my ability and just let the rest go. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So, how about you guys? Through your own searchings and striving in life, what realizations have you had about yourself? When you get honest, what's the stuff you are really good at? And what's the stuff that tries you might, it's just never quite going to be the thing? And how have you become okay with that? Please share those stories in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, and could maybe even pick this up next week. See what y'all think. As always, I wish you guys well in your journey and wherever you're heading this week in your day-to-day grinding. I encourage you to keep working to be the best person you can for all the people around you because they deserve it. And most of all, keep working to be the best version of you that you can be for you